former owner of the Dallas Mavericks, former majority owner of the Dallas Mavericks, has a message for black women entrepreneurs. Stop looking for outside funding and build it yourself. That's what he said. If you didn't know, Mark Cuban did an interview with Essence Magazine, and he said in the interview, black women should focus on bootstrapping their businesses, growing through sweat equity instead of chasing investors. He argues that self-funding keeps control in the hands of the entrepreneur and builds long-term stability. But let's be real. Black women are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in America, yet they receive less than 0.35% of venture capital funding, less than 1%, a third of 1%. So for some people, Mark Cuban was giving tough love, that he was empowering black women by teaching them financial discipline and ownership. And I say that might be your intention, Mark Cuban, but it was totally tone deaf and also just lacking any kind of structural analysis. Again, black women don't have an issue being resilient. Black women don't have an issue being disciplined. Black women are the people who are stretching a dollar at a 15 cent. Black women are the ones who have always had to bootstrap their businesses. They're always the ones who have done sweat equity. They're always the ones who are denied investors. Black people in general, but black women in particular. So please, he doesn't need to tell black women that they need to work harder and not expect much from the system. We always know that. That's our reality as a world, right? That black women are going to get the worst of the worst. Even when they invest in black communities, they tend to invest in black men, in black male businesses, and black male leadership. So Mark Cuban, I understand what you're saying. And look, we all give tough love at times. I might tell my mama that. No, I wouldn't tell my mama that. I might tell my daughter that. I might tell my neighbor that. I might tell my homegirl that. Like, look, they ain't gonna give you shit. So you just gonna have to grind this thing out. I understand that. But Mark Cuban, you're a billionaire. Mark Cuban, you're one of the richest people in this country, literally one of the richest people in the world. And here you are telling people, well, there's no money coming your way. Well, why don't you work toward making the money come our way? And if you are, tell us about that. Black women, again, get 0.35% of venture capital funding, not 35%, 0.35%. Banks won't back black women. Investors won't back black women. Mark Cuban, I hear what you're saying. You're not wrong. But it's like saying, white schools aren't going to let you in. White universities aren't going to let you in. So you have to study really, really hard and go to an HBCU. Cool. Black folk been doing that forever. But a white man who's in charge of admissions can't tell me that. I don't want the dude at Harvard or Oberlin saying, hey, we don't let black people in. You need to go over to Morehouse and work hard and pull yourself up by the bootstraps. No, fuck you. Let me in. Now, we can have a conversation about whether black people should want to be in those places. But in the context of democratic participation, we have a right to be in those places. And Mark Cuban, you are one of the gatekeepers of capital. So it's not enough for you to just tell people to be tough and not expect money from these rich white people. You are the rich white people. So do something about it and make that visible and vocal. And I ain't talking about Shark Tank. I'm talking about structural analysis. I'm talking about redistribution of funds. I'm talking about dismantling this capitalist monstrosity that we have built that leads to have-gots and have-nots. And that leads to this need for venture capital funding and this need to have billionaires in the first damn place. That's the fundamental problem. That's what we got to deal with. Come on. Anyway, y'all got me worked up now. I'm all getting worked up. Let me